Good night, Sports Frenzzyy family. Good night, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Frenzzyy podcast. And I'm your host, Levon. With me tonight, I have Shakes, Wally back in the building for a beating. Ryan, as always, is here. And for the first time on the show, we have Kim's in the building. Welcome, boss man.
Give thanks.
All right, so we're going to start the show exactly where things are heated right now. And we're talking about none other than the national trials. We just saw the women's 100 meter that had us all intrigued. And also, well, somewhat subpar men 100 meter. Nobody really had much interest in that, otherwise from the you and Blake's fanatics. Anyways, the 100 meter women's finals won by the fastest woman in the world this year, Shillian Fraser-Pryce, with a 10.71 clocking. Second in the event was the newbie to the event. Well, some see her as a newbie, but she has been doing this event from she was at Veer. Talking about Sherika Jackson, she ran 10.82. Third was Elaine Era with 10.84. Fourth place was Brianna Williams with 11.01. In fifth place was Ramona Burchell. And then down in sixth, it was the person that Wally predicted to come third. Let's put that out, third. And I'm just going to start with you now, Wally. What happened to your girl, Natasha Morrison?
She let me big time. I based on the semifinals, it was obvious that Sherika Jackson would have gotten third, and I have to say right here and now that it's said in no uncertain terms, both on a limb. It turns out it was a very sturdy limb at the end of that. Sherika Jackson would third. So I have to give credit that very bold prediction. I honestly thought that based on the semifinals, she would have come. This is a big letdown. I remember last.
Wally, stick up in. I'm getting a nagging feedback from your background.
Man, I know my background.
All right, so Wally, start that thought and in return. Shakes.
Yeah.
We said it from Wednesday that knowing how Stephen Francis is, he's not going to send Sherika Jackson into that event, not knowing that she can actually run fast. I went as far as point out that she's actually in 10-8 shape. While he was there beating up his teeth and his gum that, someone should do this and do that from 11.04 and all of that, in which I watched her when she ran 11.04, and based on her form throughout that entirety of the race, you could actually see that she had a lot in the tank. And imagine if that was some time ago, and then gradually, that Stephen Francis is someone that improves athletes whenever it comes down to championships. So on that basis, what do you make of the run by one Sherika Jackson?
Yeah, I mean, yes, you're right. We called it on Wednesday, right? For me, as I said, Stephen Francis is a mad genius. I even mentioned Dennis Johnson's name in terms of from him coming up to Stephen Francis and what they do within that MVP camp, right? You don't put an athlete out there if you know she has no chance, especially because you know what the others are doing in the field. Jamaica is in a place where it is highly competitive in the female 100 meter race. So there's no way you're going to risk an athlete's future, especially for an Olympic Games. I could understand if it were a world championship because we know that happens every 2 years. But the Olympics happens every 4 years, right? This Olympics being pushed back by a year. So there's no way you're going to jeopardize or risk somebody's future, especially because we know that she has medaled in the 400 meter before. So the run comes as no surprise to me. The time, it doesn't come as a surprise to me either, right? To run 10.77 and then 10.8 for semifinals and finals, impressive. And the fact that when you look at her start is so ordinary. and she's running these fast times. So just imagine when she develops the right mechanics for the start of her race. For me, I believe that she can run 10-6 comfortably. I believe that, and I'm going to, as Wally say, I go out on limbs. No, I go out on branches. You see, there's a difference me and most people in Jamaica. People are always afraid. They remain in the closet and they peep out and hope to get things right. You know why? Because they don't want people to come and crucify them at the end of the day. But there's no point in predicting something if you don't really believe in it. I believe in it. So I am going out on a branch to state that, listen, you see Sherika Jackson? Sherika Jackson is going to be the Jamaican that comes closest to Flo Joe's record. And I'm saying that here and now, June 25th, 2021. Within the next 2 to 3 years, this girl will improve drastically to the point where she is going to vie for that world record.
Okay. Kims, I know that you're a big follower of Elaine. You're probably a biggest fan. Now, before the meet actually started, Frana came out and said that she is probably in the shape of her life and not much niggling injuries and all of that. What happened in the final? Knowing that she looked in cruise control throughout the round. So what happened in the final that she actually ended up finishing third?
All right. So if we're going to be objective here, right? Because I've heard some subjective views all week, right? So if we're going to be objective here, we'll be fully objective. Elaine got a bad start. First and foremost, left in the blocks. If you're running against Crybaby, then you must
Who's
get a
Be
good
Crybaby?
start.
respectful here. Be respectful here.
I'm very respectful. Everybody knows who Crybaby is, but Crybaby is Shelly and Fraser Price, right? If you're running against Shelly and Fraser Price, you must get either equal start or a better start than her if you're trying to beat her. If you and her are on the same level. Elaine got a bad start, left in the blocks. So from I saw the start, I know that she already lost. But at the Olympics, Elaine will win 10.61. No doubt. And I know I have a
Hold
I
on,
have a
hold on,
no,
hold on.
hold on, the
Kems,
Shakes, man. Yes, sir.
Shakes, let him finish. Let him finish.
I have a bone to pick with Shakes. I see Shakes saying that Sherika Jackson will run 10.6. What Shakes is basically telling the Jamaican people or the sports frenzy fans is that Sherika Jackson is a much better 100-meter sprinter than Shelly and Fraser Price. Because Shelly has been running 100 meter all her life, and she just now graced 10.6. And you're telling me that within 2 years, Sherika Jackson will touch 10.6?
Shakes, time for your bottle. Go ahead, man.
all right. The first thing, you said you were bringing objectivity to the show.
Most definitely.
Okay, all right. Yet you started off by talking about the champion as crybaby. So the moment you open with that line, that was subjectivity. So that's a bit of English language for you. Next thing, you are going to say that okay, I am predicting
Uh-huh.
Sherika Jackson to run faster than Shelly in the
Uh-huh.
future. But hold
Uh-huh.
on, because Shelly is a better sprinter. Let me ask you this, Mr. Kems. Was
Yes, sir.
Safa Powell a better sprinter than Usain Bolt based on mechanics? Last time I checked, one man's fastest time is 9.58. The other man is
Uh-huh.
9 point what? 72. Who was the better sprinter?
Who was the better sprinter? I
Yes,
would
and
say,
don't bother bring any subjectivity. Bring objectivity this time. Who was the better
uh,
sprinter?
I would say starting out, Asafa was the better sprinter. I
All
would say
right,
that.
all right. Continue the show, Levon.
But no. You can't only leave it there because
No.
you can't. No,
The moment you add a conjunction to what you're saying, you
no,
disqualify what you're about
no,
to say.
no. But the thing is, you can't tell half of the story. So yes, Asafa Powell is the better sprinter. But when we talk about other factors. So let us talk about mentality now. Who has the better mentality? Usain Bolt or Asafa Powell? Usain Bolt. So at the end of the day, Asafa Powell might be the better sprinter, but it won't propel him to the levels of Usain Bolt because of his mentality, and that is an objective response.
Kems, so let me kill you easily. On the
All right.
show Wednesday, I said that when Wally was trying to debate me about the
Uh-huh.
Sherika Jackson, I said to him and Chris that guess what? Sherika Jackson is a
Mm-hmm.
championship caliber athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody's gonna talk about mentality, whether
Mm-hmm.
you're comparing Usain Bolt and Asaf about
Okay.
mentality, so
Yes, sir.
hold on. Last time I checked, I don't see where Sherika Jackson have no low mental aptitude. The last time I checked, she came to the Jamaican trials for the
Okay.
first time in her life, run the
Okay.
100 meter, and she finished second. Okay. No most great mentality that my boss fi do that.
Yeah. Yeah, but you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
no,
but it's pure yeah,
no,
yeah, but yeah, man.
hold on, shakes, man, hold on, shakes. Me know you boom me and thing. Just hold on, calm down, right? What me I try to say to you is that Shelly and Fraser, she has been the queen of sprinting, right? Them label her the queen of sprinting, and she has
Nobody's
just
arguing
now,
that.
hold on, now, and she has just now touched 10.6. All her life, she had run. Her best before was 10.70. Could never touch 10.6. And now she just touched 10.6. And you're telling me that within 2 years, Sherika Jackson will go ahead and run 10.6 just so. And she just start training for the 100 meter. That is
When
what you're
Usain
saying.
Bolt, when Usain
The
Bolt beat
same goals.
Tyson Gay
Exactly.
in New York,
Exactly.
um,
Sherika Jackson
come
is not Usain Bolt. Come on now, let's not get
No,
disrespectful.
no, no, Kim, you
No,
brought
let's
up
not.
the point. Is the point
No,
that you brought up, you know.
Kems,
Yep.
all I'm bringing up is you don't have to have 5 to 6 years in the 100 meter to come and run fast.
I understand.
Usain Bolt. I'm not. Hold on, you realize that I'm not asking about the 9.58. I
Okay.
said, how long did it take Usain to run 9.72 in that race versus Tyson Gay?
Third
Of
race.
course, he went on to greater things, but
Yeah,
but in that race, he beat Tyson
but
Gay
Shakes,
and
I
broke the world
understand what
record.
I understand Shakes, but what may I say is you cannot compare Usain Bolt and Sherika Jackson. No way, shape, or form. Usain Bolt is just an anomaly.
All right. Can I point out one quick thing though? Since
Yes,
we're
sir.
on that argument, right? Remember that Sherika ran 11.04 earlier this season, and then in basically her third 100 meter, she ran 10.77. So on that basis, then Shake's argument is valid.
But Levon, remember on the program what Wednesday night, I also pointed out that Usain um, went into the 100 meter late to basically up his 400 speed
Thank you.
and found out that he was good at 100. Sharika is basically on the same trajectory. She may not run a world record time like what Usain Bolt did, but she's on a similar trajectory in terms of she found the 100 meter late and she's doing a very good job with it. She has outrun Kim's favorite in
All
her
right.
third or fourth race.
Levon, give me
Ryan, before these trials, nobody would have had Sherika Jackson to finish in the top five.
no, that's not
Nobody.
true. That's not true. That's not true. Because remember, Sherika just ran the anchor leg for Jamaica, and people see the talent that she had. So don't say people would have her for finishing at the top five.
In the
Probably
top
people would
five?
have her. Of course, easily, easily. Probably people would have her to finish second or to run the time that she ran. But top five easily. Anyone would predict her for top five.
Shakes,
Easily.
that's true though, Shakes. And I have to agree
Yeah,
with
Easily.
you on that one.
because
If
we
you,
did.
if you saw her,
We
then
did.
you'd see the talent right there.
No,
Come
no,
Yeah,
on
we
now.
did
no.
see the
No, it's not about talent, because
And
remember,
no, but
remember
Shakes,
I
just
had
look at
her,
people
I
other to
had
it.
her to
People other to
upset
go at top five.
most
People
of
other,
them,
man.
right?
Remember, we had
Because
her in a shit,
and
so
that
we
is
did.
why
We
I
did.
said that for me, she is a championship caliber athlete. And when you're a championship caliber athlete, when it comes on
Uh-huh.
to the sprints, it must
Uh-huh.
means that is not just your talent, but the mental fortitude that you have brings you up in a race. And
Okay.
that is what this girl is using. And if you look at her frame, right? Because
Uh-huh.
you want to talk about oh, Shelly might have been you realize what Shelly said tonight in her
No,
interview?
I love what she said. I love
She
what she
is
said.
a fast finisher now because
Yes, sir.
everybody knows that the
Yes.
poorest aspect to Shelly's race was the finish. So she knew that she had to work on that to improve her time. So you
Change
can't get up
approach.
and say, I can simply say that, hold on, but if Sherika Jackson start to run very, very fast from the first 30 meters, anything is possible because she have 400-meter speed and 200-meter speed.
Okay.
Here you
So
go.
it's not impossible.
Okay.
So
So
Kim,
so
this
so
all right, we don't leave out our commenters now, you know this. So Tasisa is directing this comment at you. All I want is for Kim to acknowledge Shelly's greatness over Ilian.
I'm not going to
all
that.
right. Miss Daly. Miss
Him
Daly.
just say he never win the Olympics,
No,
so I'm not
Miss
going to that.
Daly. Miss Daly. If 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 Crybaby beat Elaine at the Olympics, I will
Thanks,
never call. I will never call her crybaby again, and I will admit her greatness over Elaine. But she has
If
to
she
beat her at the Olympics, because
if she beat
currently,
her
right
at the
now,
Olympics,
yes, because
even if
right
she comes
now,
second or third,
if she beat,
once
because
she
right
beat
now,
her,
Elaine is the Olympic champion, the double Olympic champion. Not only the 100-meter, the double Olympic champion. All right.
Minister
Can I
of the
just say
Earth.
All right,
something
say
for
no more.
Devin Cohen because he probably thinks that I'm talking about Sherika Jackson for this race. Notice what I said at the start of the year. Nobody would have had Sherika Jackson in the top 5. Y'all don't need to lie to yourself.
And Shakes. Probably if you pick up some madman off of the road, them would have picked Sharika for top 5. But anybody who know track and field knows that 4 persons right now couldn't beat Sharika in that race. Easy maths. Easy match. You know, so you have Ilian, people that say Ilian, Shelly. That's it. Probably Brianna, but that's
At
it.
the start of the year,
At
Kems.
the start of the year. At the start,
Oh,
Levon can tell you who else you could have possibly say, well, this person can beat Sharika.
I heard
Morrison,
But
I heard Wally talking
Morrison,
about sometimes
Natasha
on the
Morrison.
Morrison
show on
time.
Wednesday.
You
I
forget
do not.
Morrison time earlier in the
No,
year.
no. I mean,
That don't do that. The discussion was with top 3. Don't do that. If
No, 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 no,
you're
no,
going
no,
to
no,
come in,
no. I'm saying. Remember that you guys
be
were
honest.
you and Chris. You were talking
No,
about
be honest.
times.
No, but the discussion is about 3. That is what the discussion. Don't do that. Don't do that. Be honest in
But
your reporting of the
essentially, you're
discussion.
still agreeing with what we're saying, Wally. Come on, man.
Wally, don't
What?
think that I'm disagreeing with you. I'm saying at the start of the year is January, guys.
yeah.
January.
Yeah, Shakes have a point there, so Shakes have a
Nobody
point there,
would
so.
have had
No.
Sherika Jackson in the 100
Yeah.
meter as top
Bones.
5 at the
Bones, we know
national
you would
trials.
Bones, we know you would agree because we know you would
Where,
agree.
where
But it's all right, Bones. We know you would agree. No problem. For
All
sure,
right,
we
so
know you would
guys,
agree.
Sherwin, I'm happy that you came in at the right moment. Brianna, she had arguably the second best start in that field, and it's something that she has become known for. Where she has a lot of experience is exactly what people have criticized Shelly for over the years. The
Yeah.
back end of her race, and once again, that was where she crumbled tonight. Going
Yeah.
forward, yes, we know that she's just 20 and all that, so she have a future in front of her. But if it's to believe that Stephen
Crumbly is a
Francis,
harsh word now.
go again?
Crumbly is a harsh word to use.
Sure.
Not necessarily.
Look at the
It's
team that
the
she was up
facts.
against. Look at the team she was up against.
Yeah,
Levon,
the
she
field
did
that,
exceptionally well. For her age, she did
yeah,
exceptionally
Yeah, she
well.
did. She
yeah,
did, but look at what I'm getting at. Seeing the other day, she ran back-to-back days. First day, she ran
yeah,
11.02 PB. The other night, she ran 10.97 PB again. Now, if you look at throughout this entire meet, she ran consistent 11 between 11.0 to 11.0.3. Seeing, so what I'm getting at is that her coach, which is Mr. Bolden Zane, you'd have seen these fly in her race in her entire career so far, because this is something that I've seen from her from the very onset. Why is it that you didn't work on strength? Because this is the thing, strength work is what carried through this. Because I've watched I have a nephew that run out as well. I brought him on the show before. It's the exact same thing that I realized with him. They have bullet start, but once he reach to 60 meters and beyond, You just see them just start go backwards like this. So you know that for an athlete to develop that, it requires strength work. So why is it that she didn't do more strength work this season more than
You
you
know,
could
you
probably
wasn't following her page then, Levon, because she
I
been
would,
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
straight work.
yeah.
but
I think
it wasn't enough.
the,
You don't know that.
No, me not
the
gonna say
thing
that. Me
about
not gonna say
Brianna,
that.
the thing about Brianna Levan, I don't think we can say she hasn't done any or improved her strength work training this season. It's the feet like you said at the beginning that she probably got the second best start. To me, she and Shelly get up equally the same time. If you really look at the race. But I think it's just the quality of the field with a fast
Precisely.
rising
Yeah,
Sharika
Precisely.
Jackson.
facts.
Precisely.
It's just
Yeah,
Precisely.
it's just the
correct.
Precisely.
quality of the field
Mhm.
tonight.
Precisely.
Put her against weaker opponents that are probably running probably 11 and 11-3, 11-4. She probably dismantle
Not
them, and
not
then we
not
will have
only
the argument.
It's
no,
too bad.
not only even weaker opponents in a bones, but put her against her particular age group and she will dominate them. But let me ask you a
Yeah.
question
Yes.
real let me ask you a real quick question, Levon. When did you realize that Shelly and Fraser started to finish well? Because for a very
This
long time
season,
she had a reputation that she kick out hard
You
and
see?
then people try run her down and catch her at the line, but the
When we
line already gone. So when
this
did you
season,
figure out this season, right?
yeah.
No,
yeah
no, no.
when she
No, man. You guys forgot the last major championship she won. She did. There was no fading. There was no fading in that 100 meter.
So
Remember
what
Wally,
that
champ?
race?
Wally.
So
Key thing that you're missing though, there's a difference between fading and actually propelling yourself even further. Because you know that even when you reach to the 60 or 80 point mark, you notice that she keep on going away. That's the difference between then and now.
No, man. Watch
Yeah.
about that race. Watch about that
I
race.
think
hold
you're
on now,
referring to 2019, right?
hold
Yes.
on now.
Watch about
I
that
think you're
race.
correct. I think you're correct, but that's
Watch
the
about that
anomaly.
race.
But that
All
will
right,
be the anomaly.
so all right, let's get the benefit of the doubt. Let's say Shelly start improve or finish 2019. So
Mhm.
I believe we're being a little bit too harsh on Brianna right now for wonder, why she can't go ahead and finish. I think Atto's done a great job. I think, I watch her Facebook posts, watch her videos, all of that. And she has been
Yeah,
steadily improving. But me think
yeah.
that we're asking too much from her right now. Sometimes the body
Question
It,
can
it,
though.
only give you
but
that much
Question
I,
though. How many teenagers run sub 11?
not a lot.
Not a lot.
All right, so this is what I'm getting at. The producer mentioned put it perfectly. Josh Carl saying that Brianna Williams needs strength work, yes, but it's going to come with experience. That is exactly what I'm getting at. Over
No,
time,
but
like
Yeah.
here's the other thing
No,
now.
no, no.
Sharika,
But that's not what you're saying. You are
yeah.
beating her at this particular juncture.
no, I'm not necessarily. Wally, that's a key difference. I'm not beating her. Remember that you
It
can
came off that way,
criticize.
Levon. It came off that way.
See,
Yeah, because
probably it came up with
what he essentially said,
intention.
no man, but what he essentially said, Levon, is that why is it you looked at this particular race, you made an assessment and you said that she crumbled. Those were your words, you said she
Yeah,
crumbled,
so she come in the,
which
in the
which
last quarter
which,
of a
which
race.
means which means
So
that
go
which
on, go
means
on.
that your expectation was at this particular juncture. She shouldn't have performed as she did at this point. That's a
All
different
right.
argument
No,
Let
from
no,
saying
no, no.
All right. Let me
that
All
say
right,
this.
what I'm
Let
going
me
to do
say
here,
this.
will improve.
Let me say this. A 24-year-old Brianna tonight with the same training against the same field, probably doing better. Probably finish second.
yeah, but
Probably
all right.
finishing
Not
second or even first.
Sherwin. One
We,
thing that I see Tas mentioned it again, but I didn't necessarily say she would actually beat anyone tonight. It's
Hmm
just the
hmm
time I would have wanted to be quick. I wanted her to PB tonight. That's the
hmm
difference. I
So
The
just
field
Levon,
wanted
is
that.
tough.
can I just add something on the Brianna
Yeah, man, go
discussion?
ahead, man.
All right. So back in 2019, this is what you should have killed Brianna and Levon. If you want to find a negative, because as I said, she did exceptionally well for me.
Hmm
In 2019, she ran 10.97.
We
Why
needed.
2 years later she running
Because
11.01?
we needed.
I said it. But
No,
Shakes, that is what I'm getting at.
no, that's what I'm saying. Why? That is the point you should raise,
Yeah, but
and
Shakes,
say
what do you think that
she
comes
at
down to?
least should be breaking
No, that
11.
10.97 was we needed, so it wasn't.
Yeah,
It
yes,
wasn't
Actual
yes,
legal
10.97.
Brian. But even still, you would expect an athlete 2 years older to improve.
on the
What?
time.
But Shakes,
That is
you're
what
making
that
the
is what
assumption.
Levon should have said,
No,
right?
Shakes,
But
you're
Levan,
making
as I said, she did
Shakes, look.
exceptionally
Yeah,
well.
but I get that,
She finished right where I expected her to finish.
but
Fourth.
what is the
Levan,
improvement? But how do we don't know how people improve between the age of 17 and 19. We really, especially coming out of a pandemic, we really don't know. This is
You
an
know,
anomaly. This is
I
an
looked on
anomaly right here.
All right.
Brianna
But
and I said to myself that when I look at Brianna Williams, you see her build, she's so small. So she has to do so much work in order to run fast for her build. She's a very small, petite young woman.
Shelly.
aren't sprinters
No, no,
normally?
no, no, no,
Aren't
no.
sprinters normally?
No, when you compare Shelly to Brianna, Shelly almost is like 1.5 times Brianna in
Yo,
terms of
man, Shakes, you're
build.
stretching it now, man.
No,
You're stretching it.
Have you ever seen Brianna in person? Because sometimes I feel like you just want to talk. Like, I just feel like you just want to talk.
so
Like,
hold
you
on.
know,
no,
it's
Shelly,
You
that's
do realize
impossible.
hold on, who taller than who? Tell me who taller than who, Mr. Kings.
No, I am asking you, have you ever
No,
seen
who is
Brianna
taller
in
than
real
who?
life?
No,
Have you
yeah,
ever
in
seen,
real life, tell me who is taller.
have you, no,
Shakes,
have
the
you,
man ask you a question first. Answer the
no,
man
I'm asking a
question.
question, you answer me that question. Have you ever
No,
seen
I've not
Brianna
met
in real
Brianna
life?
in real life, if that's
So you
what
have
you're
never seen,
asking.
okay, so your
But
judgment is
TV
coming
doesn't
from,
lie.
oh, okay, all right, cool.
So that's why I'm asking you, who is taller than who?
Shelly.
He's
I'm not,
gone.
Shelly
I'm
Tyler,
here.
man.
No,
Shelly is
Shelly's taller.
taller.
Yeah, no,
Listen,
Shelly's
hold on,
Yeah.
taller.
Levon. Remember, I weigh people and do their height on a daily basis. And I know, I'm not guessing.
Yes,
Shelly
you are
is
guessing.
at
Yes, you
least
are guessing.
1.5 times body mass compared to Brianna is so tiny.
But Shakes, what you're also forgetting is that Brianna Williams is just 20 years old. Shelly is
No,
a big grown ass
but
34
Levon,
year
I
old man.
know that, which is why
19,
I said,
19,
Bri-
she did
Brianna,
exceptionally well.
yeah,
It's
Brianna,
you, so she
Brianna have the
jumping on
perfect.
Levon.
Yeah, Brianna have the perfect body for a 20-year-old. But not a question to you again, Levan, pertaining to what you say. Because I want to get it straight, I want to get understand what you're trying to say. Is it that you are portray the thing in a manner that you're now saying that probably Brianna need to take a leaf out of Shelley book and
All right,
probably think
all I'm
about
saying,
switching coaches along the way or something like that. Is it that you're saying, Levan?
Sherwin, sometimes you're not that smart, but tonight you're
I think
actually
we're
smart.
jumping the gun. I think we're jumping the gun here.
No, no, no,
Where
no,
Brianna is
no, no,
concerned.
no, 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 no.
Me,
Bones onto something, man. Make Bones start, man.
yeah,
Bones
me,
onto
me I
something.
try get. Yeah, me I try get what Levan I try if we think out. That me I try if we do know.
All
So
right,
I
so
Levan, is
Sherwin,
it that?
you're perfectly correct.
yes.
I think
I
And
she
you don't think you're jumping the gun at this point, Levon?
not at
no.
all.
I look,
Okay.
Not
I
at
look, I
all.
look, I look, I look at what she has done since she has burst onto the scene to this
Mm-hmm.
year, and Otto Bolan is no coach.
All right. Remember?
Just
Okay.
let
No,
that go.
no,
I
like
don't know.
no,
I don't know how you
no, man,
arrive at that, but
no, man.
I don't know how you arrive at that.
Levan, the thing.
Against someone who just started their career, who is still a teenager, and who had a full year off where nothing was taking place track and field wise. I don't know how you arrive at that. I
Levan,
think
the
you're
thing
That
jumping
was
the
this.
Brian.
gun,
So
and I
Levan,
think you're comparing Brianna to pro athletes,
no.
to
Well, I mean,
seasoned
she's a
athletes
pro.
right now.
I mean, she's a
She's
pro.
a
No,
pro.
season
She's a
pros,
pro. But
season pros.
All
Levon, the
right,
thing
James,
is,
go
So
ahead.
I think
Levon,
you're jumping the gun at this point.
I
Levon,
agree.
I think you're kind of harsh when you say Atto is no coach. Like, I think you're kind of harsh. But I'll say this. For example, Sydney, right? Sydney broke the world record, but Sydney wanted to get to the next level, so she had to change coaches. I think
Hmm.
Atto, I think Atto is the kind of coach. He takes you to a level, and that's your ceiling. And then now you have to go to another coach now to get over that ceiling. That's our meeting. So right now,
So
what I
so
say,
so Brianna no reach the ceiling then yet.
no, I think she reached the ceiling with Atto, and she needs to move on to another coach. That's
Oh, so
my
you agree
personal
with
thing.
you
I
agree with
I
Levon then?
I agree
Yeah,
with him about the
basically,
coaching change. Yes.
that's the
So why
decision that
not?
you need to make.
So why not? Do you guys realize that if Sharika Jackson never came into that race, Brianna Williams would be running in the
Is
100 meters?
no
Yes,
there's a
but
shakes.
Shakes, it goes back to what you just said. She'd be running 11.0, and you said
Exactly.
that
Exactly.
bothers you. You see, man said it, you know?
Exactly.
No,
It
no, no,
just
no, 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 no. Hold on, Levon. You don't need to twist it. Remember that I'm saying that that is the argument you should have brought,
no
right? For
shakes. The thing is,
improvement. But I'm just saying, if Sharika Jackson was not in the race, even though her time has not improved significantly, she still would have finished third behind the double Olympic and the world championship gold medalist right
oh,
now.
All
all
right,
right.
hold on a sec. You guys are saying that I'm being too harsh with Otto, right? Since so
Yeah.
be the case, why is it that Khalifa Saint for to burst on the scene is no longer doing sprinting? I can't tell when last I see that girl. So what is that? And she
Uh
was the one that was actually coaching her.
No, it could be
Levon.
mentality with that runner,
Yeah,
Levon. You
yeah,
don't
come
know.
on.
There are
Yeah,
many
man. Come on,
factors.
Levon. Levon, you know them thing I go with coach. Look how much people left Glen Mills. A lot of people left Racers Track Club and go to different coaches
Exactly.
to
You
excel.
can't. I
So
don't think you can use that.
you can't use that and judge. But as I say, like I've been watching Atto for a little while now with Brianna, and I just think she's at the ceiling right now. So I see people
Agree.
that say, "Oh, she gonna run 10.8." I wonder if them dep on drugs, because that's impossible. Her ceiling
No,
10.97.
yeah,
Right.
definitely. Yeah, me agree too. Me think she reach a ceiling right now. Honestly, me really think she reached there. If she want to go the next level, then me think she really and truly have to switch coach for real.
So, so
I
Levon, you
don't,
see, in terms
I
of
don't think now is the time.
even
Maybe
her
next year or
framework,
the year after, but not now.
you see, even for her framework, based on her age, she would have just completed her last growth spurt. At age 18, she's now 19. So for me, I would give her one more year with that coach. You see, if her times don't improve significantly, she needs to change, because it's not like she can't grow after this, because her
Mm.
growth spurt has
All right,
ended.
Shakes. Question. You're a doctor, right? You actually believe that people stop growing after they reach 18?
Yes,
I know,
I'm
I know
a
that.
doctor, so man, I tell you yes.
women,
I
Yeah,
said
but
no. When
women,
hold on, when Brianna
women.
was
There's a
16, when Brianna
reason.
was
There's a reason why girls are usually bigger than boys. Um, all up to the end of
high
high
school,
school, and then after in college, you realize that the boys start shoot up when they reach 18, but the girls really and truly, it's really
stop.
16, but you can push up that age to 18. That's why I'm saying that Brianna would
I
have
need
ended her growth spurt, right? That is why
hold
I'm
on,
saying she's so tiny
hold on. I
right
need to send
now.
you guys an interview about 2, 3 years ago that Atto and Brianna did when Brianna was about 16 or 17, and she was talking about growing, and Atto started to laugh and say, apparently you don't know about girls and growing, because Atto
Exactly.
was telling her that she's not going to grow anymore.
She don't have no growth to go. So you
I'm
see,
going to find the interview and send you
so
guys.
you see, the only
Uh,
thing for her right now would be to try to increase her bulk. And that is why I even brought up to Kems earlier in the show that when you listen, if you compare Sharika Jackson's framework, there is
Mhm.
so much to work with, not just the framework in terms of the muscle build, but in terms of
Mhm.
the height.
All right. Let me ask
she's
you a question,
5'8".
Shakes. Let me
She
ask you a
has that
question, Shakes.
advantage.
Let me ask you a question, Shakes. You spoke about significant improvement. What improvement are you looking for in Brianna? Right now, 10.97. What are you looking for?
Who, me?
Yeah,
No,
like what is that time that you would say, okay, this is a good time for Brianna? You
no,
to
no, no.
Levon, you can answer
I'm
first.
okay. I said that for me, she did exceptionally well at these trials. Those
No,
were my
no, but
words.
no. But you said that if you give her one more year with this coach, and if the time
Yeah.
doesn't improve significantly, then she should change. So I'm
Oh yeah,
asking
yeah.
you,
So
what is
in
significantly for
relation to
you?
that now, you see, if she
Yeah.
can't get to a 10.90 by next year, she got
All
to
right.
go.
Okay.
Because
All
guess
right. Let's.
what?
Uh-huh.
If you're not running faster than 10.9, you ain't gonna medal at any championship.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can be
All
on
right.
the Diamond
All
League
right, so let's
circuit, yes, making money. But if your career is about winning gold medals, especially for a Brianna type runner that has been the world junior champion, if you want to continue along that ilk, then you can't be running 10.9s. You have to be going sub.
Okay. Fair
all
enough.
right, so let's move on. As I mentioned earlier, Shelly and Fraser Price finished first with 10.71 seconds. Sherika Jackson second with 10.82. Elaine Era third with 10.84. Brianna Williams fourth with 11.01. Wally favorite athlete Natasha Morrison way down in sixth, and for that reason, I wish to give him a belt buckle tonight. Not going to dwell on it because Wally. Sometimes I think Wally just drinks something that he shouldn't drink. I won't say it.
Oh, Wally's a cracker.
Where's it? What is a cracker baby that don't like to admit when he's wrong? Oh, I understand.
Well, he's an
But
idea.
let's move
Wally
on.
quiet tonight.
The men 100 meter saw Wally Boy, Ewan Blake is win. Well, it looked decent in the semi-final. And here comes Wally with his charade. Oh, Levon, you said this and that. Now come the final when you expect him to actually just blow away this field. This man finished what? Second in level, 10.01. Boy,
Did you see his form?
awful. His running form is one of the worst in the field. And boy, I'm sorry that Davante mashed up himself, Jordan, because had Burnett been in this race, Blake would probably finish about fourth.
Yep.
Levon, can I
Correct. Correct.
substantiate the point that I made on Wednesday
Yeah, man.
before Wally gets in on this? Men's sprinting in Jamaica, the field is so not even poor, it's atrocious.
Oh
Yeah, man.
man.
Shakes, if I see a man like him say, yo, it seems like you have to put on back in spikes and come back next year.
It is
Yeah, man.
atrocious because remember Chris and Wally, they were trying to debate when I was saying that, oh, the male sprinting, the pool is so poor. I want to hear
Man.
what Wally have to say tonight when
Because
actually
If
win the
Shakes,
national
Shakes, when
title.
does he Taekwondo Tracy? Who's Taekwondo Tracy really? Yeah, I know
if
that
you
he won a couple years back, but all of that and boy, Wally.
if you have a all right, Wally, go ahead.
Wally, man.
Yeah, so as I said, he would make the Olympics. There was no prediction as it relates to time, but overall, I was expecting another sub 10 performance from Blake, especially based on how he did in the semifinals. I really didn't expect him to be beaten by Taekwondo Tracy. His start was, I'm not sure what is happening at the new camp that he's at now, but his first 40 to 50 meters, he looks all over the place. When he eventually straightens up out of his drive phase, in the last 20 meters, when he was trying to catch Tracy, you could actually see him overstriding. So it's very disappointing, very disappointing. And the men's sprinting is really, really, really in the doldrums, and I can't see we're speaking about Jamaican sprinting. Anyway, we're not going back to that. Um, right, we're really in the doldrums where that is concerned, and the most unfortunate part is that we don't see any up and coming athletes. Bolt did has had several interviews, and one of the things that has really come to the fore is a lack of work ethic. And you've seen it over the years. You've seen the Bolt effect, where persons are saying, okay, we're going to try and catch a Bolt. But having tasted a little success, they just kind of go by the wayside. You've seen it with Warren Weir, you've seen it with Bailey Cole. I've seen these athletes. I've seen Bailey Cole. He's a guy who come from Old Harbor. You see him after his first Commonwealth win. You see him in markets, big rims, profiling, and you don't see that work ethic being there. They say what happened,
Wally,
is
Wally,
is
Billy Cole is simply saying that I don't need to do this. My wife is already doing it.
no. But the thing is, you see, one of the problems, with these athletes is that what it is like in high school or in university, any course of study, you will have a bright student who basically I glowed class, and you know that exam time, they come and mash up the exam. What has happened is that these younger athletes, they see Bolt doing the parties, they're doing all these things, not understanding there is a huge talent deficit between themselves and Bolt, and they're trying to follow his model and not understanding that in addition to the talent deficit, Blake really, really, sorry, Bolt rather, he puts in the work. When it comes time for him to work, he puts in the work. Persons who know Warren where this guy, when he should be training in Miami, promoting parties and all of those
Wally,
things. So,
Wally, why are we talking about Warren Weir in 2021?
no, I'm just
Wally,
making the point. I'm just
Where
using
is
him as an
Warren?
example to show the overall mood of our male sprinters. The females are much more focused, much more driven, while the males, as they taste a little success, they just fall by the wayside.
Wally also, Wally also, I'd like to add to that. There are Jamaican fans like yourself who propel these males and big up them ego. That's why they're underperforming. For example, Yuan Blake. There is no. I know people talk about Yuan Blake and they say, "Oh, he got injured here, so got injured there, so." But remember when me and Levon used to tease you about Yuan Blake, every time
And
Yuan
he said
Blake.
he would make the finals, and tell the panel
No,
what
no, no,
what
no, no.
what has.
Hold on, no, Wally, man. Just hold on. No. Remember when me and Levon used to tease you about Yuan Blake, And every time Yuan Blake come out and he said he is ready and he's ready to go and he's raring to go and he's in the best shape of his life. And then when he goes 10.05, 10.13, and it's just dismal performance after dismal performance after dismal
Guys,
performance. But
one thing we need to understand, male sprinting going back to where it come from. It was always the women who was carrying sprinting for Jamaica. We
Thank you.
just had
That is
we
that
just
is
had
correct.
a golden era, and now we're back to square one where male
It's
sprinting is
we
concerned.
we back on that square too. Kind of worse than before.
Levon, I literally just listened to Wally waxing lyrical about how atrocious men's sprinting is.
The same thing
Wally,
he preached with us for
why didn't
almost
you
an
say
hour
this
last
on
night.
Wednesday? You mean you had to wait until the trials took place to see that we are actually in a trial? The Jamaican men's 100-meter program is
we
in some trials and
hey,
tribulations, Wally.
hey,
we
you
were
want
not this we were not discussing the quality of the men's sprinting. Anyway, we now go back to
Wally,
Yeah, we did.
Wally gone. Wally
Well,
gone.
the guy,
let me take money, man, because my
Like
ear
Wally
echo.
don't remember the discussion at all on Wednesday.
Hey, Shakes also, like remember, Jamaican like the qualifying time was 10.05, and up to before the heats, I believe we only had like two persons. I think it was only Johan and Devontae was the only persons who had met that qualifying time at that point in time. 10.05. It's a joke. Come like we
Yep.
see these critics.
Levon,
Joke.
Levon, what was the you have the times, for the 100 meter for the men?
All right, so it's 10 second flat for Tracy,
Yeah, man,
10.0
I
and
know the top three. Attacking the rest of the
the
field.
rest.
No,
Yes.
hold on. Name of the top three.
All right, so it was Tracy from Blake from Oblique Civil. Civil ran
Time.
10.04.
So 10.00,
And that's a
10.01,
personal
and
best.
10.04.
Shakes. 10.04 for Oblique Civil is a personal
Yes,
best.
I know.
All right.
No,
So this point is yours.
you have the times for the others in the race.
Give me a set, man. But continue. Wally, you spent over 2 hours the other night this try to debate with us about that, So
No,
the rest of the time are as follows. Hold on.
Yes.
no.
All right, hold on, Wally. Make him give us the times.
Hold on. So let me list out the entire time. So it is Tracy 10 second flat, Blake 10.01, Civil 10.06, Fort 10.04 I mean for Civil, Fort 10.07, Minzy, if that man can make a final, you know,
Oh
say
gosh, man, Javon Minzy.
10.16. Nigel Ellis 10.16. Ocean Bailey, if he
Oh
can make a
gosh,
final, you must know.
jokes.
10.23. And then you have the youngster from Edwin Allen, Brian Little. Just imagine.
How we
What
not
was his
talk
time?
about
What was his
Julian
time?
Ford has regressed?
What was his time, Levon?
Why are we going to talk about Julian Fort when he has nowhere going? Come on,
He has
boss.
regressed
So,
drastically.
level time was 10.33.
Okay. So the only point that I want to make is Shelley would have come so close to these men if she was in that race. That's the only point I want to make.
Yeah, sure, when start with the connection is crappy.
Really?
Let's move on because as I said, there's not much to talk about on those men. They're awful. We have to give a little shout out to Jay Lied. Well, he's one of them that took up the party and all of that, but it's glad to see that he has regained some sort of confidence and he ran a PB 48.18. I'm not going to get over the top about that. Reason being, the world is now at 46.8, 46.9, and low 47. That is where it's at, so I'm not going to get over the top about this performance. So until I see him drop a mid 47s thereabout, and I will say, okay, yeah, I see some improvement. But
What
otherwise,
was it was the World Championship that Jail I think made his semi-finals. Was it the semi he made?
yeah, I believe it
Remind
was,
me.
Yeah.
And he hasn't improved since then.
no, he
Interesting.
hasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you see, that is a problem. That is a problem with the men when it comes on to the sprints,
until this race.
Look like
right?
you better take up football.
Like
No,
but Ryan,
come on,
you know
come
that I
on, Ryan.
disagree because it's all about discipline, and these athletes need to realize that hey,
Oh yeah,
the money is so good in athletics, right? All you have to have is discipline, and all you have to do is have discipline for at least 3-4 years. You make some good money, provide for yourself, provide for your family, and you can build a future. You can even go back to school after. What's so hard in that?
Do you
No,
think so,
but
Shakes?
we don't know what is happening behind the scenes.
Now, some of us don't know.
That may have inhibited his training in any way. I see Miss Daly saying that he has changed coaches on multiple occasions. We know that a change of coach also will have an impact on that. So I don't have enough background information to say it is really a discipline problem.
No, but hold on, Wally. I wasn't really singling out Jahil. I'm talking about men overall.
Hey,
Yeah.
Shakes,
Yeah, so I'm
I'm
not
gonna ask you a
singling out
question.
Jahil.
Shakes, I'm gonna ask you a question. In a Jamaica right now, do you think the environment within itself is conducive to the athletes being disciplined? Because remember, even if we're gonna be honest,
good
even
question.
Bolt wasn't as disciplined as he should have been. He was just extremely talented,
No,
but he wasn't.
don't do that. Don't do that, Kings. Don't do that.
Wally, Wally,
Wally,
Wally,
No,
it's the truth, man.
Bolt
Wally,
It's the
himself,
truth. It is the
Bolt
Wally,
truth.
himself said.
Wally. There's just certain things you don't know, brother. That's easy, no, man. That's easy,
No,
no.
Bolt
But
himself said that many
may I
times.
tell you, Bolt was not as disciplined as he was supposed to be. but he was just so super talented that he got over certain hurdles that these athletes can't get over.
And I
That's
agree with that.
All right,
Because
all right.
if Bolt was disciplined, he would have run 10.4 odd.
9.4.
No, key thing also, I'm not glad that Kim's brought that up. Had Bolt been disciplined, Usain Bolt would still be running right now.
Still be running right now. Absolutely.
Still.
100%.
So
because when you really look on it, yes, he could. When you look at this atrocious field, Bolt wouldn't even need to be disciplined in today's day and age to come and beat these times.
Yeah,
that's how poor the field is. That is how poor the field is. Because Bolt, if you even think about a man like Kim Collins, Bolt could have been like a Kim Collins right now and come and wipe the field. He would come and run 9.90 and all of these fellows would be left trailing. That is how horrible the sprinting is.
So Wally, what are you getting at?
No, Kim's is giving the impression that Bolt basically is to me just got by alone. So whereas
Well, you're over exaggerating the point, man.
I didn't say that. I said he was not as disciplined as he should have
been. Which is a fact. That's a fact. You can't argue that, Wally.
That's a fact.
No, but hold on no. Right, so that is a fact. But they even of discipline for him to he executed discipline wise. Even those persons don't even match that. That are the point. That is the point.
Exactly why I asked the question.
But Wally, you see, let me tell you something. You see, when you really think about it, move away from track and field and athletics. Things have always improved as time has gone by. So even if we track back to the 1950s, come all the way up, I don't see why Bolt should have peaked during 2009 to 2016, and here we are in 2021, and we have fellas that we are saying that, oh, you're not disciplined. So hold on. Based on the technological age and the fact that we have so much more access to information, right? And it's easier
9.8 should be an easy standard
to get around. The training should be easier because you're able to have better recovery work, right? You're able to have a masseuse in your camp. You're able to have a proper training facility. You're able to have a proper coach. I don't see why. I am basically saying that 9 out of every 10 men in the athletic circle is struggling. They're not disciplined.
Shakes, but what your Tassie said again put it perfectly. She says that it's no fault of the men. They're just not good.
Well, there you go. Because when you really look at it, there's only one event. There's only one event for the men sprinting, and that's the 110-meter hurdles. That's it. Right? That's it. So that is 1 out of the 10.
And it's two. We have two athletes in that way.
Listen,
beat to pot cover.
We have 3 men, right? The 2 in the 110-meter hurdles, and we have 1 in long jump. That's it. So we are talking about Tajay Gale trying to convert to the 100-meter. And if that man come and convert, listen, he's gonna be faster than everybody else.
But Shakes, the man has been beating up everybody at MVP in training. That is a fact.
Wasn't Omar McLeod running some 100s as well?
Exactly.
Yep. And I think him run 10 little bit, if not sub 10.
And you know, Ryan, maybe if Grant Holloway never came about, where you now have a rivalry again in the 110-meter hurdles, maybe Omar would have been running the 100-meter flat,
Or double.
You never can tell. But because he has to take his event so serious now, right? But that would have been a possibility because once again, the talent pool is so poor.
Yep.
So this female has been beaten all night long, and once again, you're start saying that some of these sprinters should go learn long jump, some of
I
the 400 go
agree.
learn 800, and she's saying that Julian Fort also won the long jump in class 2, so that's probably a event that he should actually take up.
I
You
agree.
see, but you know what's funny with that? Some of these athletes, you know, when they're in high school, they're willing to do everything to make them school win champs. No,
Yep.
no, it's about a profiling thing. Nobody know want to do a long jump to Jamaica. Them
Kims,
want, yeah.
it's
Yep.
the mentality. It's
Yes,
the
sir.
mentality.
100%. True.
That's the problem. The mentality. But I don't see, as I said, I don't see why in this day and age, when you know that there's so much money that can be made
Mm-hmm.
from sports, how do you not have that mentality to be disciplined for at least 3 years? Because that's all you need. 3 years on the Diamond League circuit, and you should be good.
You know, you know, you know. I've been watching. You know, we know so we're talking about like Jamaican athletes and so, but I've been watching the US trials and Trayvon Bramwell. You know, one of the most know him and thing, and the guy was injured for a while, ready to give up on tracks. And the man changed coaches and him come back now 9.7. And me I look on Jamaican athletes and me I say, why is it that we're
Struggling.
not even ask for 9.7? Me I say, give me
9.9.
give me a 9.90. Give me something to smile about,
Exactly.
something to look forward to.
Kims,
No,
Amazing.
but
but you're
Kim,
lucky.
Kim,
But,
The
but
man
and
is
you're
real,
putting
lucky
with
with that
some
time
pen.
because
Huh?
on Wednesday when I was
that is
talking to
exactly what
Chris
I'm talking about.
and Wally, I said to them 9.85. That is all. 9.85. Just aim for that, right? Just aim for that.
Jano Star. More
All right,
Look here, let me put it as nice as possible.
all right,
It's
quickly.
best that none of these guys make the finals.
nah. Um. So you see the way the 100 meter work. Yeah, it's like I think it was World Championships where you want make the final. Sometimes you get a look at the draw and you're
Yep.
drawing at some heat there and you just go through and you just go into the final. And when you go into the final, you're just no good. But sometimes you get the look at the draw and you just make the final the way they. But
Yeah,
Okay.
and when you really look at it, Ryan, is really just the Americans that are really the standout. Everybody else, because I was looking at the times that they are running right
no,
now over in England, and my God, like honestly, some of these men
No,
must
but
know
England
better.
never normally have sprinters. It's just like normally a one man. The
No,
one
yeah,
with
that's what I'm saying.
Kyle Walker cousin.
The field
When name
overall is so poor.
well Kyle
So,
Walker
so,
cousin
so
name
really
again?
and truly,
Jamili.
I wouldn't agree with you saying that they shouldn't go and make because listen, anything can play on the day. And guess what?
mm-hmm.
That same Taekwondo Tracy, even though he's poor with that 10.00, guess what? He might just run 10.98 and get a bronze medal.
9.9.
Yeah, 9.98 and get a
Shit.
bronze medal.
None of them
Because
man in
that's
a
the
run
level.
sub 10. What kind of final you want the man to make? Go embarrass
But
the country.
all right, before we move on, because we're about to move on quickly from tracks. One key thing that I also noticed as well, right? The male field is so poor. Otherwise, from the technical events, it's just poor. Because if a man like Rashid McDonald can just turn up at any given time in the 400 meter and just win and eat,
Exactly.
that goes to show you how poor Jamaica men are at this point in time.
As as you talk about Rashid McDonald, are we even aware that we have no qualifiers? Like no one has run the Olympic standard for the 400 meters at all.
Yep.
The Olympic standard is
Hmm.
44.90. Nobody has run the standard. We're 45. I must see Jamaican people celebrating 45. But that's not the problem too, We are so used to mediocrity, we just take it. Chris Taylor run 40. Let me see where I'm run 45 something. I see people are jump up. Yeah, Chris Taylor. Yeah, Chris Taylor. I understand. Say, you might try and think, but set the standards a little bit higher as well. Because we're supposed to run 44.9 in our sleep.
No, but Kims, you respond you respond to things based on the context. If you have a student that is only capable of if you have a student whose ceiling is C plus, even though the pass mark is B, if the student's ceiling is C, then you have to have to celebrate that. Which
Okay.
athlete?
Wally.
Wally, why
No,
are we in a
Wally.
position to
Wally,
be
absolutely
producing
not.
C plus athletes?
Wally.
No,
Wally.
Wally.
Which
We are not that type
which
of country.
go again?
Wally. Hold on,
Why are
Wally.
Which
we in a position where we are producing C plus athletes? We are not that type of country. We're supposed to be producing better
No,
athletes based
hold,
on the template from 2008 coming up.
no,
hold
Why
on,
but
are we
Ryan.
regressing?
hold on,
Hold
no,
on, Ryan.
but hold on. So look at the men's 400 over the years. How many athletes over the years, especially at the championship stage, has been able to consistently give us sub
No,
45s?
You're talking
It's
about
not
worldwide. Are you talking about worldwide?
worldwide. So what I'm saying is
A
that
lot. A whole lot, Wally. Don't come with that crap.
Wally,
who
come on,
name them.
Yeah, me tell,
Wally,
all
come
right,
on.
off the top of my head, there were two particular guy from Botswana who them man they not good and consistently and two man they run 44. As a matter of fact,
Who?
three of
About
them.
The Belgium guy them.
Yeah, even
No, man.
give me the
No,
names. I
no,
don't
no.
remember.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking about worldwide. I'm saying Kim said that Kim said that we shouldn't be celebrating a time of 45 because the
Yeah,
world standard
just
is
like how,
because no. Mhm.
just like how I would not be celebrating a C plus student at all. There's nothing to celebrate with a C plus student.
No,
Let me
but
ask
But
you
what I,
this, Wally. Let me ask you this, Wally. Are you celebrating the top 3 places for the men's 100 meters right now?
Clearly.
no.
Thank you.
okay,
Continue.
okay. So you see, the man just kill you a while ago because you just say, but that is the 100 meter
That's the
men's
same
race.
thing Kems is
That's
saying
it.
in terms of for that 45 1-8 or 45-2. You can't celebrate that
Can't
because you
celebrate
know
that.
that the standard is much better and is not the standard in Jamaica. We need to stop comparing the standard in Jamaica, right? As in the runners with the rest of Jamaica. We need to compare our runners to the best that is in the world, right? Which
Which
is
is
why
where we should be.
women's
We
sprinting
should be one
is
of.
so
We should
brilliant
be.
right now because when we compare our female sprinters to what is taking place in the rest of the world, we are on top.
So I'm asking the question now. So how many athletes locally are able to run sub 45?
Oh, you
How
see,
many?
Christian, well,
you gone back,
Christiana,
you gone back to
Wally, you
locally.
keep on going back to the local thing, Wally. Look at it, at the top of the show, right? Well, not really the top. Just before, after I finish the men's 100 meter, I pointed out one, what's his name again? Jay Lied, the 48.18, and I said that I won't get overly excited about it. You know why? Because the standard now is 46.8, 46.9, low 47. I'm not gonna get excited over 48.8, boss.
but
So he's the
the
best in
thing is,
Jamaica in a Wally. But
They're
guess
not
what?
even getting into the
When,
final.
when it comes on to the rest of the world, he doesn't even make the final.
yeah, exactly. Look at this, Wally. Christella runs sub 45 at Calabar, at Calabar. So all we need him to do, just produce the Calabar farm and you make it to the Olympics. That's it. Let's talk about a man like Javon Francis, who has been
Oh boy.
Demish Gay, Nathan Allen. Look talk about them man, they can't run 44.90. Like it's an absolute joke. Might as well you know
And
about
them the
the
boat how long? How long them under the boat?
All right,
I,
as I was pointing out earlier, and I forgot the guy's name. No, I remember now. So the three Botswanan guys. I mean, Botswana is a country way down there. Yes, they might say they can produce 1 and 2 at least, but look at it. They had Isaac Makoala, Sibanda,
big runner.
right, and
Big
also
runner.
Tebe. All those three guys were running low 44s right throughout. So what are you telling me that Jamaica can produce one athlete that can run a low 44?
Oh, what is the talent pool? No, what I'm saying is that examine the current talent pool. How many athletes in our current talent pool is capable of doing that? What I'm saying is that what is your expectation reasonable based on the talent pool that you have? So we say, all right, Chris Taylor, all right. I can buy the argument if your expectation for Chris Taylor to consistently run sub 44, if you have that expectation of him, who
Now
else?
there's some 45. Let's talk about a man like as we just talked about him, Donkey Man. 2015, he run a personal best, 44.5. That's all I may ask for. Him change coaches here, so him change coaches there, so him tell me say, okay, he's back at his best, he's coming back this year for the Olympics.
All right,
47
Wally.
same run on the TV.
Why are these guys regressing? That is my
Wally,
question.
Wally, look at this, Wally.
Why aren't they improving?
No,
Nobody
but
can answer that.
what I'm getting at though, Ryan, is that look at it from a worldwide standpoint. Seeing at the junior level, the Jamaican athletes are on par with majority of the athletes across the world. So why there's
Exactly.
a huge disparity when they progress to the senior ranks? Is it that it's coaching, or as I said, it's just these people are just lazy and they just
Yeah,
get
the training
they
facilities.
lack discipline, and as Kim said, the hype just get to them and they say, oh yeah, me reach.
Mhm.
So I will definitely agree with to answer Ryan's question. It definitely speaks to the as you put it, laziness. The amount of work that is required for 400. Bolt has said it, that he said to him coach
Hard
say
to get-
don't want to do the 400 because it's too hard. And so it is similar. It's a similar case with the 800 going up the distances. These African countries are putting in miles per week. Miles. When we say hundreds of miles per week in terms of background training, our athletes aren't doing that. So to answer the question, I'm definitely in agreement with you, Levon. It's just
Wally,
laziness.
Wally, you know one thing with you. Chris is not here, but you like play it safe. Boss, you keep on going around in circles, but you agree with what we're saying. All of them money are just crop. Just say it out aloud. They are crofts. There's no going around it. But
And you saying that they are lazy means that they are not disciplined, which is what we've been saying all night.
all right, so this is what we're going to call it night on the track and field discussion, and we're not going to discuss some football. So
Hold on. We're going to do all of the round of 16.
no, not all.
Oh,
We're just going to do
okay.
tomorrow to Monday.
Okay, good, because we have to remove Kims. I don't want him jinx England no more.
So tomorrow at 11 a.m. you'll see the Welsh team taking on the Danish team. So that's Wales against Denmark. Shakes, do you think the Danish team can carry on for Christian Eriksen, or will Gert, the man who says it's Wales, Golf, then Club, in that order, actually do something tomorrow?
Boy, they've been speaking up a storm as it pertains to that game. Everybody trying to counter the whole heart thing as it pertains to the Christian Eriksen heart condition. So a lot of Wales players have come out since week saying that they're going to take the game to Denmark. But for some strange reason, I believe Denmark, they have played well, right? Outside that, the match that they lost to Finland. Those were extraordinary circumstances, right? Those were difficult circumstances. They shouldn't even have played that game that day or even the next day, right? Because that would just be too much to deal with. So for me, Denmark has played well all tournament. Yes, Wales, they have been performing creditably well thus far. For me, I see that game actually drawing 1-1 at 90 minutes. And then it's going to go into extra time. Now, I think that extra time is going to end up being cagey. And for me, Kasper Schmeichel is going to come up trumps in that penalty shootout. So I have a 1-1 draw at 90 minutes and at the end of extra time. And Denmark will win 4-2 on penalties.
So yes, Shakes, Kasper Michael hold them one because of that
Yes,
blunder he made against Finland.
indeed.
Okay. Ryan, your scoreline for this one, or do you want to add any other analysis to what Shakespeare's
Not
positive?
much analysis, just to say that I expect Denmark to edge it in the end. I expect a good game. It may be a good. It may also be cagey depending on how both teams approach it. But all in all, I expect a good game. It might go to extra time, but I'm going with Denmark to win 2-1. Maybe it might go extra time. It might end in the 90 minutes, but I'm going with a 2-1 scoreline.
All right, Kim. Tomorrow, do you see Manchester United boy Dan James popping up with something with a moment of brilliance to actually propel this Welsh team into the next round? Check your mic, please. We're not hearing you. All right, go ahead now and see if we're hearing now. All right, we're not hearing you. All right, so we'll just move on for the minute. When he returns, see if we get him in that views. Next up tomorrow, we'll see a team that is being touted as a big favorites now. The Italians taking on the Austrians. Ryan, I'm going to start with you on this one.
I don't see Austria as much more of a challenge than what Italy faced in their group stage. So that said, I'm going 2-0 Italy. I expect Italy to dominate and to win 2-0 comfortably.
Shakes.
Italy is going to smash Austria 3-0 or 4-0.
Yes, the Austrians' defense has been atrocious. That's been
Listen,
the worst.
Austria is poor, and really and truly, they depend on what's his name, Alaba,
Yeah.
literally to be on that left side of the midfield and still be the main man. Listen, that Italian midfield just going to lock him down, and it's gonna be a comfortable victory. So listen, I say 3-0 or 4-0, but don't be surprised if Austria get 5 in that game.
But it's a statement victory from the Italians.
Yeah, especially because of what or which team would follow, because you know that they are on that side of the bracket that has the winner of the Portugal Belgium. So that can be a statement game where you're showing that, listen, all right, yeah, I smash away all the teams in the group stage. I don't want people to think that, oh, you know, this was just a group stage thing, and then we know knockout phase is a winner or go home. So you want to exert or continue that momentum, and they have good momentum, especially because Mancini made all those 8 changes. So these players are going to come in fresh, and I know that they're going to be hungry. Not hungry, but they're going to be hungry.
Okay. On Sunday at 11 a.m., we'll see the Dutch taking on the Czechs. The Dutch who has scored the most goals at the tournament so far. I'm going to stick with you on this one, Shakes. Do you see them carrying on, or do you think the Czech can pull something out of the bag and get over the Dutch?
Boy, you know that this is a tough match to call, because I remember us discussing the fact that Netherlands were in a very weak group and we wanted to see them play a decent team. I was sort of disappointed with the Czech team versus England, right? Even though they created some chances, right? For me, in this game, it's hard to call a winner. So I'm going to go with a draw in this game. I'd probably go with a 2-2 draw. I'm not sure what will happen after that. But if you ask me to go out on a limb now, I think I'm going to go with the Czech team in terms of to advance after that 2-2 draw. Yeah. I have that Czech team advancing over Netherlands.
Ryan.
I think this might be an upset. Not that upset in the sense that the Czech might win, because it depends on how you look at it. Maybe some people might say upset being the Dutch winning, given that they have Frank as the coach. The Dutch flattered to deceive in my mind in the group stage, because they really didn't come up against much competition. The Czech is an improving team. They are not there yet, but they are improving. They don't really have any major superstar, but they play as a team. The Dutch play the attack with their wing backs, and whatever Depay does otherwise is what they also do along with Gini. So it depends on how well the Czech team manage the Dutch strengths. But I think in the end I might side with the Dutch on this one. As much as it can be an upset where the Czech win, but I think I'm going to go 2-1 for the Dutch.
All right. You're Sherwin Bannick saying that Czech 2, gorgeous bet, and semi senior. All right, Sherwin, you see if the people them go there and them lose, make sure you reimburse them, right?
What
Just
Sherwin is basically saying is that, you see, because Ukraine scored 2 against Netherlands, he expect Czech to score also against them.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to Sherwin now, Josh will give you his account number. You can just send across the money to him and Josh will send it out to the people, them, okay? So don't tell the people if you got just go buy it. If it, just remember, if they get it wrong, you pay back everybody. I mean, one of them, I'll put a 10 grand on it, but because I'm sure some like it from here.
All me when I bet I want about money.
Just go for GG, Levon. GG. Both teams to score in that game.
Yeah, man. The big one on Sunday, we'll see the Belgians taking on the Portuguese. This is a big game, and I mean, wow. This is one of the toughest match in this round, and based on how these two teams have played, boy, it's hard to call. But I'm going to give this one to Ryan. We'll start with you on this.
This is the toughest one to call. The toughest out of the 4 that we're going to review tonight. I don't know how to separate these two teams. The Dutch, sorry, not Dutch, the Belgians, they're pretty much Dutch anyway, but yeah. The Belgians have a solid midfield and a solid attacking line. Their defense is where I am worried against the Portuguese. I don't know what kind of side the Portuguese coach will come with, if he will use the same team that played against France, which is what he should do. Sanchez is way better than Bruno, in terms of controlling a midfield. It's a very tough game to call. This one, 1-1 and go to penalties. Don't know who's going to win.
Jakes.
Oh, go ahead. All right. Boy, I agree with Ryan, in that it's a very, very tough match to call. Boy, what do I say? If for some strange reason they can try to control what Kevin De Bruyne does in that game. So for me, Renato Sanchez, if Renato Sanchez can try to limit the sort of play by adding a whole lot of physicality, along with Danilo and Kevin, because sometimes likes to drop deep. He might play high at times. He might go out onto the right. He might go out onto the left. I don't even want to say left because we know that Nelson Semedo is out there, so that's why I'm trying to limit saying the left. So I hope he stays out onto the right, because Guerrero, even though he's not the greatest, yeah, he's not as bad as Semedo. But guess what? There's no point Portugal goes into that game trying to not concede or trying to limit. I literally believe that this game might just be a shootout. Right? Because if you really sit down and look on it, I don't think either team has any great defense. Right? Because Diaz has been a disappointment in this tournament. Can't really expect anything great of Pepe because of his age. I mean, he's okay for what he has been doing thus far for his age, but when it comes on to this stage now, right? He's just too old. Semedo, as you say, can defend. Guerrero, just a little bit better. When you look on the Belgian backline, similar thing. They really have an aging backline. And I believe it's Denayer. He's the youngest of the backline. I don't
He's
even
been the
I'm not even
shakiest,
sure. Huh?
and he has been the shakiest one during
Exactly. And that's what I was about to say. I'm not even sure Martinez is going to play him in that game. Because I believe that Jota and Ronaldo might have a field day against him. So for me, I think both teams should just play for a shootout, and I don't mean a penalty shootout. They should just try to score at least 6 to 7 goals in this game. So I'm not going to be surprised if the match finishes 4-2 um, Belgium or 4-2 Portugal. That is the only thing I'm going to say. I expect this match to be a shootout. Many goals.
All right, Shakes, I already pointed out something earlier on that I want to pick up on. You said that the Portuguese team can try to isolate Kevin De Bruyne, right? However, with that being said, what the Belgians can do to counter that is just simply pump the ball up top, and then you have that man. Even though I don't rate him, you have Lukaku up top who will hold up the ball for the runners to come in, and that could be a headache for the Portuguese team, knowing that, as I said, Diaz and Pepe aren't that good, and you know that if it comes down to a strength war, Lukaku is going to bully Diaz all day long. So, with that being said, that could be a plus for the Belgians.
Well,
And what could also be a plus for them is that they are playing three at the back, so that could help to nullify.
Hold on, you said something about a strength war between Lukaku and Diaz.
Lukaku and Diaz.
Who you say
Yeah,
who you
Lukaku going to win
say
that all day.
really?
Lukaku all day.
Yeah, man, Lukaku going to win that all day. But that is why I was mentioning the combo of Sanchez and Danilo. So even if Kevin is trying to play in the ball from deep for Lukaku to hold up the ball, all right, Sanchez would be on trying to be on De Bruyne higher up the pitch, and then Danilo. That is where Danilo comes in trying to help out the defense, right? That's the only way I see them trying to stop the Belgian team, because they're really good in terms of attack wise. For those who have watched the Belgian team, they were pretty excellent
No.
attacking wise. I would probably rank them as the second best attacking team after Italy.
True.
For what took place in all the group games. Italy
Yeah.
for me number one, and then Belgium attack wise.
Okay, so on Monday we'll see Croatia taking on Spain at 11 a.m. Call this one quickly. Shakes.
Croatia versus Spain. Oh boy. That for me again. I was gonna go with a draw, but I'm gonna go with Spain 2-1. Dima will be
Borefest.
happy.
I think that will be a Borefest.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2-1.
Ryan.
Another game I don't know what to make of. Not because I expect exciting football. I don't know how. I know that Spain will try to hold possession. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I know that Croatia will try to do the same thing with their midfield. I don't know what they're going to do with it. It's a tough one to call. Neither of them have great attack. They have good, decent midfield, not great attack. Okay defense. I might just take a shot in the dark and say 2-1 Croatia.
Oh boy. Whoa.
Dima won't be happy.
And on Monday at 2 p.m. we'll see pre-tournament favorites France going up against Switzerland. Ryan.
No, this is an easy one to call.
Well, we need not say anymore. Just give
I
me
expect France to handle Switzerland quite easily. I don't expect much competition. So I'm going 3-0 France.
Agreed. Mbappe 2, Benzema 1. That's the scoreline. 3-0.
And for the people that actually think that we don't discuss local football, well, tomorrow the Jamaica Premier League, which it is known as now, no longer RSPL, no longer RSPL Premier League, is now known as the Jamaica Premier League. It starts tomorrow, and I'm just going to give you guys the fixture. I won't go in depth. We'll just give you fixtures so
How
you
many
can.
teams we have now? Because I heard you came out.
I think it's still 12. So on Saturday, which is tomorrow, we have Mount Pleasant taking on Tivoli Gardens. We have Cavalier FC playing against Umblayan. On Sunday, we have Portmore United playing against Dunby Olden. On Monday, it will be Very United against Mullines United, and also Waterhouse against Arborview. So that's one.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like it's 10 teams. So to answer the question, Ryan, it seems like it's 10.
Yeah.
But guys,
Who was the coach? Who was the coach for you?
I believe it was Andrew Peart, the guy from that was once at.
Oh, because the last time I saw Lynn Valdixney was the coach.
Boss, stop talking about farmer Manchester. Everything this man have to bring in Manchester.
Is Manchester?
Huh?
What do you think about that? This man in the background talking about Andrew Peart, the formerly past student
Anyway,
of.
I think it was 2 years ago I saw Linval and he and I were having a conversation about you. And he was saying that the school no longer interested in the league.
But why
And-
would they be? Why would they be? People need to understand that UE has been losing money because
Yeah, he
of
explained
the
that
pandemic.
part to me, that the money and the fact that it was a lot of things he was saying to me
It's just
regarding,
practical.
and it wasn't from it. Put it
But
this
then
way, it wasn't
the
beneficial.
that way, you know. Because even the
It wasn't
students
beneficial
themselves
to the
didn't
school.
never turn up at the games.
Huh?
I said
And
there
then
were
he said he had a lot of issues with the players not being serious about the game itself because a lot of them have schooling, have them degrees, so them never really have focus on football.
yeah.
Levon, you have to understand. You see, when you go to UE, all you're interested in, if like you're on a hall, you're interested in hall football. If we have intercollegiate tournaments, we'll go and support that. Playing in the Registrar Premier League is not something that as a UE student you're going to get up, because that's not really UE. That's not the main focus, right? So that is why even when you're passing, you never ever see any significant crowd by the stadium. It was ridiculous.
But one thing that I want to also lament about is that, boy, whoever is the organizer of this is very poor. You know why? I've been digging down right out through the about 2 weeks now for transfer news that took place across the league, and up to now, I can only say it's only Mount Pleasant, because Mount Pleasant post whoever their transfer on their Facebook page,
They're the only ones that's
and Arborview. Those are the only two clubs that I've seen that has posted the new transfers. Otherwise, from that, I can't find anybody who has made any moves. So, boy, just goes to show how poor Jamaican football overall is. You guys can watch it on television, a particular station that is behind time. One of the worst stations on television is carrying matches, and also Sports Max. So, you guys can watch the matches on those two stations. On that note, this is where we're going to call it a night on the show. It was a very good show. At one point, we had over 50 viewers, easily over 300 comments, and want to say thanks to Kim who came on the show for the first time. Wally West was here with us. Sherwin who popped up, Shakes and Ryan who have been here with me throughout the entirety of the show, and we discussed some track and field, touch on some football. And yeah, guys, just go out and continue watching some sports, man. Wimbledon coming up, more trials to watch tomorrow. And there's a lot
NBA.
of fun. Euros, NBA, Milwaukee Bucks tied up the series after a blowout victory over Atlanta Hawks. So as I said, guys,
and at least some cricket that West Indies is supposed to be good at.
why? Not interested. To say thanks to our viewers who have been here with us throughout the night, first time viewers or regular viewers, and person that are just visiting the show for once. Come on, man, just keep on supporting the show. Just grow together and build up. And yeah, we'll discuss the Gold Cup probably next week, because Jamaica Or maybe after they finalize the entire team, because they're going to cut down the team to, I believe, 23. So when they do that, then at that point in time I'll discuss the team. I'm not going to discuss 60 men. But as I say, thanks to our producer who makes this possible. Josh Carl, big up yourself, boss. Shakes, respect man. Ryan, same as well.
Blessings.
Until Monday, stay safe guys. Peace out. Enjoy your weekend.